this has serious implications for whoever comes in and the kind of criticism they're going to get. It has sat there for years doing nothing. Somebody is losing money.
Yes.
Because if 40 million US dollars is at stake, you take even 3% champagne, if that money was earning anything, or 4%, 4% times 40 is like a 1.6 million US dollars in interest being lost. And if you compound that, it's even more.
Oh, yeah.
So I send that out to St. Lucia because I will stay an extra half an hour today because I've been late at our show. And I expect callers to make a contribution as to direction. So enough said for that for now. We have to move on.
So but more than that, one last point. Shouldn't the government, when they get that information correctly, write to the opposition and say, listen, what are your views on that? What would you propose? You're always criticizing everything the government does. This is 500 acres. Send me a proposal. Let me see if I can incorporate it on what my team is discussing on how we go forward. And the party hacks of the Labour Party should also be addressed. There's one hack that was on the radio, and he said, oh, Cabot has so many acres. So many was taken at Beaufort for the racetrack. So many, and they say, but St. Lucia only has 100 and something square miles. So many square miles
I heard that.
were deducted. So now we only have 100 square miles or 50 square miles. So I want that same party hack to go now and mention the paradis and all the other things that the former government was giving away.
Before you go into your preamble,
sure.
Michael, let me ask Brother Josie something. How do you create yourself to become a dictator? First of all, I'm informed and I watch the news. A dictator, firstly, he does get involved with his army.
I can quickly answer that for you, Champagne, because I'll give you comparisons. How did Hitler become a dictator? Okay? There are certain people born with certain, what should I say, talents in their life, okay? That actually, I wouldn't use the word frighten people. They become, they start to admire these people, okay? That's what it is. You know, and in their eyes, these people can do no wrong. Look, let me say something to you. When Dr. Anthony came to St. Lucia, I was one of those that supported him 100%. I saw a good-looking gentleman, well-educated, and had been around, a constitutional lawyer, okay? But what has happened over the years is that many people less educated than Dr. Anthony were of the same opinion. So they created an individual in the eyes of what they expect to do. The same thing is happening to Hilaire today. He comes with a degree, and among the blind, the cock-eyed is king, and he does what he has to do. And there's some people
given a certain level.
Take George Odlum. He was another one, okay, who go on the market step, and people stand up in awe and listen to this guy. But then at the end of the day, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. What have they done? What have they done? And so today, Dr. Anthony, when he was sitting in cabinet, no man said a word. But anyway, in one sense, it's a plus for him, because you ask how people can become dictators. What happens? Such individuals accept that these things happen and continue, and it grows on them and also on the people.
So they see the level of respect and admiration from people, and they thrive on that. They grow into that. But the dictators of Mussolini and these guys, they were with their armies.
Yeah, but the first thing that happens is that the people feel that the country has lost face. Something has gone wrong with the country and with them. The way Dr. Anthony was able to get the 16.1 is that the banana industry was facing international competition for the first time. The prices of bananas fell, and Mr. Compton and his people were not able to adequately explain to the banana workers and the banana farmers why it is. product, the same amount of tonnage, they were getting less money. But they didn't understand, and it wasn't properly explained to them, that the competition is what was killing them. So those people who knew better in the banana industry, they were not even banana farmers, they were politicians undercover. They began to blame John Compton.
But
and
you
the
know,
rest
I
of,
mean,
and the rest of the country took it over.
But in addition to that, let us go one step further. I mean, Dr. Anthony is on a small island, he's one person. But take Turkey today. Look at what's happening there. They tried that coup in there. How many hundred people from the army are in jail today, okay? And that's how it is, you know. People are born with certain talents. They know how strong they can be. But to answer your question, unlike, say, St. Lucia, these people have big armies. They call in the army people. They give them all their concessions.
And this is my point.
And
we don't have that, but he was able to captivate the unions, captivate the people in the various ministries, captivate and circle himself with a lot of powerful people in the country.
Let me tell you something. At the show you had here, Champagne, with Honorable Guy Joseph. You showed a tape about Dr. Anthony I never saw before. I never saw that tape.
Yes, that's the one about the 5%.
Listen to what the gentleman said. I just could not believe my ears and my eyes when I watched that tape. Dr. Anthony stated clearly at the meeting that the external agencies indicated to him that loans and advances will no longer be available to St. Lucia. That's what he said.
That's right.
As a result of that, he was told
To cut it by 10%.
that 10%,
Yes, 10%.
the wages of the civil servant have to go down 10%.
10%.
And he said that within himself,
Yes.
he thought it was unconscionable.
Yes.
Okay? But he was doing his best. But to
and he also
answer,
said he's gonna
how
take
did
it
St. Lucia get in that state?
That's the
How
question.
did it get there?
That is the
But
question.
you see, the word
That
that
is
we
the
have
question.
to use is the oratory of the leader. Usually, although I don't consider Dr. Anthony as one, most leaders are very good at communicating. They have good oratory. They say the right things. They speak with the right rhythm. And so that people listen to them. Because already the people were in a situation where they were prepared to listen to somebody new. And that is what happened.
But that's in 2015, you know.
Yeah, but it's still the same
Yeah,
principle.
I agree. I agree.
Same-
So the
But as you
61
said, Peter, I watched the whole CSA. Listen, not a word.
No one
But
said
they
it.
wouldn't say
Not
a
a
word.
word.
But Sir Michael,
Yes.
they will not say a word because they're the same one who welcome him.
Okay.
That's right. And
Anyway,
it's not the
they
entire
don't say
membership,
what-
You're talking about the executive.
I highlight these things because it has to be very unfair when you have a current government who has been coming in 2016 is able to grow the economy,
That's right.
get the loans that they could not get, okay?
Youth unemployment.
Go to
taken
the
down.
same civil servants and say, look at me, we have COVID in our hands.
Yeah.
All we're asking for is to take a couple bonds, okay? But there was no halfway measure there. Now, I have to ask why? Why?
Now we have to be realistic in that regard. The civil servants, I'm not a civil servant, neither one of us are. I don't believe the entire membership agreed to that.
Come again?
The entire membership did not agree for them not taking the referment. I just believe it is the executive of the CSA. They took the decision on their own without consulting the membership. I just believe that in my heart.
But
Can,
there's-
can
but-
I say something to you, Champagne? I think we're closer. I think you need to take your mask off so I can hear you better because
Boy,
you're coming off very muffled and it's very
You
difficult
think
to
we should
understand.
get the mask off? They
Yeah,
said
take that
you
off.
need to
Yeah.
continue to
Yeah,
use the
we-
mask.
Yeah, I mean, you're much better off.
You know, I got a lot of flack for talking
Yeah,
about
but
the one
you know
shot.
something, Lantry, 85%, I'm not saying, nothing is made out of stone in life.
Right.
The AstraZeneca vaccine, it just came on the news yesterday and
Yeah.
this morning, 85% that we are covered. But you know something, there's no guarantees, and I want to first tell you about this thing. A lot of people have come to you and said, oh, I'm not taking the vaccine because you can still get. There's a chance you'll get it.
Yeah.
But all we're saying, we have to work together.
Yeah.
Take the vaccine, and when you're out in public, you can wear your mask,
That's
you know.
true.
But
Yeah.
I mean, here in this room, we have good social distancing.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
not this-
The reason why I
Yeah.
want to continue to stay with
Try to send a message.
on Dr. Anthony. Give me
Yeah,
1
oh,
minute.
oh.
Peter, sorry. The reason why I want to stay because I saw on Nobody's program last night where the man is actually dictating when the election should call.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that in opposition?
But-
He knows the rules. He knows it's only called by the Prime Minister
But
when
he's
he says it's
exercising the
necessary.
same powers that he's enjoyed for years.
This is where I am.
but that is psychological warfare.
Correct, psychological
But let me
warfare.
say something else. When Dr. Anthony came, the whole country, the banana workers especially, trade unions and what have you, looked like they were ready to change the government. Okay? But guess what? Nobody opposed him. The UWP cannot oppose anything. Only John Compton in his heyday, in his youthful day, opposed. As soon as Alan Chastanet got into politics, even before he won the elections, what did the Labour Party do? They started telling you this guy is half educated, he can't speak, he this and that. They started criticizing him. And this is the same trend that is continuing. Guy Joseph was one of the most loyal supporters close to Alan Chastanet. Oh, Guy is a poodle. And you know, I was so mad at the UWP at that time when they say, oh, Guy is a poodle. Who is the bloody Alsatian inside here? If I was a member of the House of Assembly, that is what I would say. Mr. Speaker, if my brother here on this side is a poodle, we have a big Alsatian here, a big breed, which is the Alsatian, you know? And this is the kind of politics.
So are you saying no one stood up for Guy?
No one stood up and right there and put blows on these guys. So the poodle thing looked like it stuck and things so gradually. And you know, they have a certain thing about coolie. Not Indian, you know. Coolie. Coolie shiz. They don't like to spend money. They this and that and that. They gave Guy all kind of blows. And yet, some people forget that Guy was one of the most loyal supporters in the old days of the SLP. But Guy decided, boy, you see, that ain't taking me anywhere. You know? And he sold what he had to sell. He made himself independent and say joining UWP.
But you see, Champagne, going back to what Peter was just saying, it's psychological warfare.
It is,
Yeah, that's what.
They first tackled the Prime Minister. We all know about it, that he had bogus certificates. They had to print. Till American University wrote them, the persons involved, and put them in their place. Okay?
And made it look as he had no brains.
And then his famous words are, and they pick it up too, because an idiot called 2 days ago that the Prime Minister is clueless. If he was clueless and he can borrow the money and grow the economy, you are minus clueless.
That's right. That's a good way to put it.
Using the word clueless. It's about what?
Minus.
After all these years, okay, you've been given an opportunity to prove yourself, okay? But you know something? Dr. Andy is smarter than all those guys. He's on the periphery now of what? Saying all those words, talk about the election.
Watching to try to come back. Watching to try to come back.
My Peter Josie is right here next to me. I don't have to eat my words. I said from day one, you know when the election should be? October 15th, 2021.
That is right.
That's Michael Chastanet.
And I said late September.
They can say whatever they want.
That's right.
That we have inside information.
Yeah.
The only inside information is inside here.
That is right.
That's the only inside part.
Mr. Michael.
I discuss nothing with what were the politicians. People make, as somebody's, the Prime Minister, I think you or Norbert mentioned there. There's only one person that knows is the Prime Minister.
That is right.
Okay? That when not even the people around him,
God.
they can mention to him what they have, but the buck stops with him.
That's right.
Similarly, I'm like one of those. I'm like you, I'm like Peter. It's a free world, I can make my own.
Yes.
I look at what's happening. Let me tell you something, Champagne. Today, and the situation is getting worse by the minute. Countries cannot get containers to ship goods. So a lot of the stuff for St. Jude's has been delayed.
That is true.
The windows, okay, different gadgets. We don't manufacture things in St. Lucia. The electrical wiring, I can't say specifically what it is, but I know a number of items have been slow in coming. I spoke last night to a gentleman who was an importer of new cars in St. Lucia. Spoke to two of them. He said, Mr. Chastanet, two things have happened. One, the cars which are sitting here in our lot, the manufacturers have not given us a break. We have to pay the full interest charges because they allowed 3 or 4 months. Now it's been a year.
After that,
COVID is sitting there, number one. Number two, he said the freight rate has gone up 56%.
Whoa.
36% Champagne. So, you know, I think St. Lucia have to wake up and smell the coffee. We talked about St. Jude's. St. Jude's was well on track to be finished on time. They have a lot of difficulties in getting the stuff in. But naturally, the Labour Party will try to use and say it's an excuse and all this nonsense. But I'm saying to you that that has to be factored into the time. It has to. Okay? And whether government has to bite the bullet or not, come out openly and say, look, this is the situation.
It has to.
And do what they have. And because I think we're now in April. Okay? So we have all of it. April, May, June, July, August, September, October.
So you're talking 6-7 months.
You know what you can do in 7 months?
Yes.
The number of projects that will be completed. Okay?
But we have to be fair.
Sure.
And before we go to Brother Peter, that the coronavirus had delayed a lot of things.
Correct.
And so, and the Honorable Guy Joseph made the announcement on numerous occasions. He had made it here that St. Jude's will be open before the next elections.
Yes.
Now, I'm not the Honorable Guy Joseph. I am not down at St. Jude's, but I've been there on 2 occasions. A lot of work has been done. And I don't want to speak for the Honorable Guy Joseph. I'm speaking from my own, based on what I saw, my observations. A lot of work has been done. It's a huge building, a beautiful, huge building. But based on the delays, that's Champagne speaking, not the minister, I don't think that St. Jude's will be open before the elections if we have to look at 6 months. That is me speaking. That is not the minister speaking. That is not you. That is just me based on what I saw. And I'm still not a contractor. I am just saying, I could be wrong.
Tell you something, I buy what you're saying, Champagne, but also there are different ways to run a business.
Yeah.
You went down to St. Jude's, there are 3 different structures.
Yes.
That's just me again. I have not discussed the matter with anybody. As a layman, I've been there, I haven't been there for 3 weeks with the last time, but I get pictures of where they are.
Right.
Okay? There are ways and means that you can have what you call a soft opening, whereby you can concentrate on a certain area.
Okay.
Because I think from what I'm being told that St. Jude's has something like 50 patients or something like that. I don't know.
That's the George Adam Stadium.
Yeah, at the George.
Yeah, they may be.
That's not a lot of people. Okay.
Yes.
And there are areas that I'm not saying it can. I'm not saying it will be done.
Yes.
These are all possibilities. Okay. They are but I buy what you say.
Yes.
It's a lot of work to be done.
A lot.
As a result of the delays. But more importantly, the very Canadians who came to assist us. Yeah. 1 second.
Bring them up.
St. Lucia, just give us 2 minutes, please. We have a little problem with our air conditioner.
Yes.
Gentleman
I think it's a gentleman.
Hello.
Brother Peter, you could ask.
Hello. Come.
Yeah, we're having a little issue with our air conditioning in St. Lucia, and we just called in a technician to see if he could get it rectified.
We had a little.
I just wanted to say, Champagne,
yes.
You have to be careful what statements you make, because
I was speaking my personal opinion.
Yeah, but if the minister says that it will be open, I think I would prefer to go the route of Sir Michael Chastanet. And one thing I would advise them very, very strongly. One thing I would advise them very strongly is do not do like Dr. Anthony. Don't go and have an expensive wine drinking, champagne drinking event where you have no kitchen. You don't have a kitchen. You have no laundry to wash linen, but you open the OKU.
Yeah.
I hope to God that this government never does a thing like that.
Yes.
But I believe that if they are intelligent and they are smart and they are being well advised, they can have a soft opening. They can have an opening where certain departments where the people are, the people have taken sufficient pressure, the doctors, the nurses, at the stadium.
Yes.
Transfer these people to the central place, air-conditioned, beds and everything are ready, and the medical facilities for them is okay, whilst you continue working to finish the other part.
Right.
And when I said that the Prime Minister should call elections at the end of September this year, I gave my reason. I didn't say that they should wait a whole year. I said because of the coronavirus and the way it has kept back the progress of the country in every way possible, that the Prime Minister should use the facilities which the Constitution allows him to take the 90 day, okay, and declare, listen, this is like a state of emergency. We must open St. Jude. The people have suffered sufficient in that place. We have to do certain things. So I am going to call election. He doesn't have to tell me that, or you, or even his father. He on his own as Prime Minister can say, listen, we have been in need of extra time because of the problems we have had with COVID. So we are going to call the elections, which are constitutionally due, by the way, from what Dr. Anthony's lawyer, which is Claudius Francis, said. So certainly in early July. But then I would add August, September, October. So Michael might be right.
Spot on.
I would call it at the end of October. For that reason.
Yeah.
Not
Now,
October next year, October this year.
And he'll still be working within the Constitution.
Exactly.
That's
Within
the
the
point I'm
90
making.
days.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
Now, so Michael, before you go to your preamble,
Yeah.
I'm speaking in the same vein as you because I am only going on the basis of the coronavirus with the delays.
I understand what you said.
understand?
I understand.
When I visited St. Jude's 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to see to be on the site. What I saw a lot of different things were happening down there. But like I said, I'm not the contractor. If we are going to have an election within 6 months, for the most, what I saw, and I'm still saying I'm not a contractor, I don't think we're going to be 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I stand corrected. Maybe there might be some 24-hour work going on there that I don't know.
There can be a soft opening. They
Yes.
don't have to. You can have a house built, Champagne, and get a bedroom and a kitchen fixed, but that's not what you want in your house.
That is right. So you open
So
one
you
section.
move in before the thing is completed. I mean, you know that, I know that, all the people
Yes,
listening to
yes.
us know that.
Anyway, let's wait
Yeah.
and see. So, Michael, you want to
Yeah.
go to your preamble? Let us
Yeah.
wait and see. But I'm saying I was only... Okay,
Yeah,
so we
but-
have Mr. Norbert Williams. I think he wants to give us a report based on what's happening with the vaccine. So let's take that
Yeah.
call.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
right.
beautiful. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, morning, Champagne. How you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend.
Okay, good. On the tarmac at UNORA International, the aircraft has arrived with the COVAX vaccine for COVID-19. We have on the Prime Minister, Alan Chastanet,
Yes.
Minister of Health, Isaac. We have representatives. We have the British High Commissioner is here as well. We have representatives from the Ministry of Health. We have already
You want
containers.
to call me on the landline? Would you like to call me on the landline? You're breaking up slightly. Is that okay?
All right, no problem.
All right,
No problem.
beautiful. So we're going to wait for Norbert Williams, and he had
How
indicated
many
that.
arrived? Is it
I'm going to ask
25,000?
him. I'm going to ask him when he
You're
calls
not
in. Yeah, he's going to call on the landline because I think he's breaking up the location. Probably might not be in a good place at the moment. So there he is. Let's take the call. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Champagne.
Yes.
Okay, here we are. We just have the Prime Minister receiving and photo up now. We have 777 aircraft on the ground, which is charter from Amerijet, which has brought in this current supply of vaccines,
How many?
the COVID-19 vaccines. We have a number of officials here. We have the
What's the quantity, Norbert?
Medical
What is the
officer.
quantity? What's the quantity that arrived?
25,000 vaccines.
Right.
Okay.
This is just the first of a number of other shipments that we will be receiving. We have the Chief Medical Officer on hand, and she's up front here on the tarmac with Prime Minister Alan Chastanet. We have a representative from the British High Commission, Mr. McCready, the British High Commissioner. We have representatives from the Ministry of Health. We have the Minister of Health, Mary Isaac, here as well. We have the aircraft in the background, and we also have the procurement department from the Ministry of Health, which will be whisking away these vaccines to the location in Castries, where they will be stored, and I'm certain almost immediately will go out in the rollout plans that the Ministry of Health has for the implementation of the vaccine program here in St. Lucia to fight the COVID-19 pandemic which has gripped the world.
Now, would you
We
know?
have a number of personnel from the airport. We have the airport manager's office and a number of persons from there. We have camera crew and personnel from the National Television Network. NCN and GIS as well. We have personnel from customs and others right here on hand to witness the arrival, and these are from the COVAX arrangement, which is an arrangement between over 100 countries in the world which have come together to procure the vaccines for COVID-19.
Yeah.
And you can hear, of course, in the background, the aircraft which has the engine still running, and they're offloading quite a bit of cargo for other entities here in St. Lucia. You have any questions, Champion?
Yeah. Would you know if the vaccines that we are receiving today is a continuity of the first dose, or are these actually for the second dose? Would you know that?
Say that again, Champion.
Would you know that the vaccines we are receiving today, are they part of the first dose, or is it going to be for the second dose?
Well, I don't know exactly what the plans are from the Ministry of Health, but I'm quite certain that they have their rollout strategy in place.
Yeah.
Champion, I can answer that question a bit no, but if you give me a chance.
Say that again.
I said I can answer part of the question that Champion has posed you. And the answer is that originally what came in today would have been for the second round. But as a result of the decision taken by WHO, whereby that the second vaccine can be taken 4 months later, it is quite possible that they can go on just vaccinating people for the first round, because you're getting an 85% coverage on the first round. But that's just me, from what I've been hearing.
Okay.
All right.
Are they depositing those vaccines to be transported to other islands, countries?
No.
That's only person.
So he'll make a statement because he won't be able to hear you, but he'll just make a statement quickly.
Okay.
One moment, hold on.
Yes, beautiful. So we are with the Prime Minister. A few words from the Prime Minister.
So we're down here today receiving 25,000 doses of the vaccine. What that means is that the persons who've already received the vaccine, 22,000 of them, will have an opportunity of getting their second test.
Okay.
We're still waiting for COVAX to confirm the next round, which they've indicated will be before the end of April. And we continue, like other countries in the world, to pursue other sources to get more vaccines to St. Lucia. So it's certainly the goal of the government of St. Lucia that by June to have at least 50% of the population vaccinated.
Mr. Prime Minister, can you hear me?
But in the meanwhile, it's important that all
Okay.
solutions know that we must continue to follow the protocol. I'm very proud of the police force and the wardens this weekend for the outstanding job they did.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I'm proud of the many solutions, the thousands of solutions that comply with what we were doing. It was a very important step in continuing to fight this fight and to allow us to continue to open up our economy, and for many solutions to be able to get back to learning and get spread.
Well
Again,
done.
I want to thank all the countries, the 7 European countries who have contributed to COVAX today, and to thank you for their continued support. I want to thank the Ministry of Health, the Minister, the CMO and her team for the outstanding job they've been doing in rolling out the vaccine, and certainly the support of the general public on this campaign. So again, it's a great day for St. Lucia in
It is.
continuing this battle of recovery.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay,
All right.
that was the Prime Minister, Champagne.
Oh, he came across very well. So we
Okay, good.
thank you very much on that. You
Okay,
have
so that's it here from
Ivanova.
Aurora International
Yes.
Airport. We have the sun beating down on the tarmac here.
Yeah.
A little hazy. Visibility must be something about maybe about 3-4 miles. And in the background there, if we're looking north, we can see the mountains at the interior of St. Lucia. And just looking west a little bit, we can see in the general direction of Fred, the
Yes.
hills and the mountains over there.
All right.
Hazy.
Thanks a lot,
So
my friend.
That's about it. Thank you very
All right,
much.
beautiful, great.
Okay.
All right, St. Lucia, there you heard it from the Prime Minister that we have just received 25,000 vaccines that just landed there at the Oratory International Airport. And as the Prime Minister just indicated, that will be for some of those of us who have gotten our first dose. So we will be getting the second dose. So we urge you to get your vaccine as we continue our program. Yes, so Michael, you want to go? You want to say anything on the vaccines we just
Well,
got
as
in?
I said, I'm only talking from my standpoint.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the Prime Minister or his cabinet or his medical team, but the advice of WHO has been vaccinate as many people as possible, with the first round, because you can wait up to 4 months.
Yes.
And that is what a lot of countries are doing. So I can't see any reason why St. Lucia may not copy them, but the CMO is the boss, and she'll make the final decision. But at least I'm glad to see that COVAX has come through, and that is the shipment that we promised a long time ago, because what we got before were donations from India, and also we got a little 5,000 from
Barbados,
Dominica, Barbados, and Grenada, but we also gave 5,000.
That's right.
So it's a step in the right direction, and I think St. Lucia should be extremely proud of the work this government is doing in ensuring that they remain on the map as far as the vaccines are concerned.
You want to say something, Mr. Peter?
No, I think I'm going with the flow. I agree with what's going on, and I'm very happy, to know that the vaccines are here, and I just hope and pray that more St. Lucians will make up their minds to take the first dose, take the first shot.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so Michael, we go to your preamble.
What I want to highlight, Champagne, was the wonderful job done by the police over the Easter.
Oh, yes. We have to ring the bell on that. Yes.
I can really say that the police put their best foot forward.
Oh, yes.
And we will see the results of the work the police are doing.
That's right.
Because in 2 weeks' time, we're going to see what kind of spikes we have. I'm sure we'll have a couple spikes, because they were not able to control everybody, because I was told there was certain liming going on of rivers and about the place. Police cannot be everywhere.
That's right.
But done is done, and I think St. Lucia got the right message, and even last night, even after the close, the police were very active on the roads.
Yes.
And I think they mean business. And this is how it has to be. We in St. Lucia have to understand. The Prime Minister said a long time ago, we have to coexist with the
coronavirus,
with COVID-19.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away overnight. It is not. But it's something that still transmits from one to the other very quickly, and we have to weigh up our options. If we can just coexist, as the Prime Minister just said, we can then